good, everybody? You know who it is, man. So, I wanted to make a video on this, which is kind of like I guess you could say a society or social hack, right? Because, you might have social anxiety, maybe problems with communicating or problems with carrying a conversation. I'll tell you the number one trick that I use, right? Because I'm very social. I could talk about pretty much anything, I read up on a lot of different things, and I could talk, and I read up on a lot of things, and I'm also very good at a few things. So I could carry a real good, serious, or funny conversation in those main 3, 4, 5, 6 things that I know everything about, or I could keep a good lighthearted conversation about just what's going on in the world, and things like that, sports, or TV shows or whatever, right? But let's get to the hack. So the number one thing that has helped me with getting people to open up and keep talking, and the conversation doesn't seem dull, is just to listen, right? You're listening to what the person says, but you're actually listening. You're letting them talk. You're listening to what they're saying. And then how you keep them going and keep the conversation alive is you ask them questions about what they just talked about. So say they told you that they just they took up gardening as a hobby, right? And they're about to make this garden, and they're about to live off of their garden, and they're just gonna eat organic. And you just keep asking, okay, so what made you want to get into that? Or are you gonna sell what grows? That's the way that you get people to open up to you. And to be honest with you, man, people actually will like you more because you're more of a listening type of person than somebody that just needs to be talking 24/7. Because people in general, right, we love to talk. People love to hear themselves talk. And what people love more is knowing that what they're talking about is interesting, right? And again, you can use this with women. You can use this with anything, man. Friendships, business. Just listen and ask them questions about what they're talking about. And like I said, I guarantee you will be a very more likable person if you're able to do this properly. Now, I'm not saying to just go into these situations and not say anything, right? I'm not saying that. I'm saying whenever you can, slip a question in, slip a joke in, but for the most part, keep that person in front of you talking. Because more often than not, what happens is, I read this thing on Twitter, and it said, it was a tweet by he was an FBI conversational specialist, right? He worked for the FBI for many years, and so he knows what questions to ask that are going to trigger certain responses, right? But anyway, he pretty much said that if people just went into conversations clearing their own personal agenda, that conversations would flow a lot better. Which is true. Because going into a conversation with, say, this person I just met, right? I'm thinking about my own life, my own agenda, so to say, my own to-do list, right? And we're kind of checking it off as we're talking, like, oh wait, can this person help me with this? Can this and that? Like, our mind is always going for our own personal interest, which is human. That's human instinct, right? We're always looking out for ourselves. That's part of our survival mechanism, right? But what I'm saying is that if you're meeting up a girl, right, your own personal agenda should just be like, all right, let's go in here. Don't have any expectations. Go in with the open mind and say, look, man, I'm just here to have fun. That's it. Because the minute that you can clear your agenda and the minute that you can just rid yourself of your own expectations, you'll be a lot better off, man. Because, I mean, I'm not trying to sound negative, but more than likely, if your expectations are depending upon somebody else, you will always be disappointed. Especially with women, especially with dealing with other people. So never have expectations going into somebody that doesn't involve you having 100% control of it. And even at that, anything can happen, man. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. So everything that we put our energy into is not going to come out 100% perfect. But you can still continue yourself. You can still control you continuing on with whatever you're doing. So say it's like today you went to the gym and you didn't have a good day. So it's like, okay, but I can control me going tomorrow. You know, let me study up. Let me watch something. And we go back at it tomorrow, right? Because you can control yourself, but you know, other people, man, it's just better just to keep an open mind. You don't hope for the worst, but you don't hope for the best either. You're kind of just like, look, man, let's see where it goes, you know? And that's what an open mind is. That's an open mind attitude is. Let's see where it goes, man. Optimistic, you know? That's the word that I was trying to look for. Optimistic. You stay optimistic, but at the same time you have no expectations. That's the best way to live, man. But you know, I always go off on little tangents, but they're always based upon what the main idea is, which is if you are trying to get ahead in life and trying to get over that social anxiety, the easiest way is just to be a listening ear. Just be somebody's listening ear. Somebody that I'm not saying like if a girl calls you and you know, she only calls you, she never wants to meet up, but she'll call you and just tell you about her day and she'll just vent to you. That's a whole different thing, man. Now you're going down the wrong road. But what I'm saying is, you know, you have friends, you want to make new friends, ask them questions about them. Hey man, where'd you get those shoes from? Those are real clean, man. Where'd you get those from? Or, I really like your haircut, man. Where'd you get it? Yeah, next time you go, man, we should probably go together. I've been looking for a good barber, man. You know, try to get me right. You just have to make the other person, you have to just recognize the other person for what they are, man, and compliment them. You know, they want to feel some sort of validation. I'm not saying go out here and start talking to everybody, but if you see some cool dude in the gym that looks pretty cool, he carries himself well, he dresses well, be like, hey bro, what's up, man? I like your shoes, man. Or where'd you get that shirt, man? I've been trying to get some good shirts for the gym. You know? But that's pretty much the number one way to just get over that social anxiety, man, is you know, just go up to somebody and ask them something about themselves. And as soon as they start talking, you know, actually listen. Don't just start, oh shit, like looking out in the distance. Actually listen, you know, nod, oh, okay, all right. And then if you don't understand something, ask them about it. I've had people, I've gone to some social events, like it was like a club, man, or something like that. But it was like some of my friends were performing, right? And I was friends with the engineer, right, which is the sound engineer for music. So I was good friends with him. We went to high school together, all that stuff. And he invited me out. And since I do music and I do everything myself, I was asking him questions, right? Just questions that maybe normal people wouldn't ask, but an interested person would ask. Like, hey man, what kind of software you use for your mixes? Like, what do you do for this? And how do you get yours to sound like this? Because I want to get mine. And he's like, and as we were talking, and as I was asking him questions, he even said, damn man, you asking some good questions. And that's really it. That's just what happens whenever you are interested. People can actually pick up on if you're being genuine, if you're being, you know, just phony. But that's today's video, man. If you made it to the end of this video, man, hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe, man. I'll see you on the next one.